If you're going to fidget, just robot dance.
Yeah. I'll just like,
Yeah.
Welcome to The Naturalist. I am extremely honored today to be joined by two of my colleagues for a very special episode. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Bimbo Bakeries USA and Om Mushroom Superfoods. Thank you, sponsors. Om Mushrooms, founded in 2010 by preventative medicine expert Dr. Sandra Carter and mycologist Stephen Farrar, creates organic mushroom supplements designed to support a wide range of functional benefits, including cognitive function, gut health, energy, and overall well-being. Grown in a BRCGS AA-rated facility in Vista, California, their products deliver full-spectrum purity and potency. Om's available nationwide at retailers including Whole Foods Market, Sprouts, and Walmart, blending ancient wisdom with modern science to make mushrooms accessible for everyday use for one and all. Sorry, can you also robot dance so it's not just me?
See,
you're
my
better
hands
at
are
it,
missing.
Mattie. I knew you would. Before we go too far down this rabbit hole, let's introduce what we're going to be talking about today. It is Pride Month. Happy Pride. I am so happy to be joined today by Josh Person and Mattie Sims. So Mattie, you will know from our many, many comments throughout The Naturalist where we're like, right, Mattie? You think so, Mattie? Is that funny, Mattie? Mattie is our genius behind the camera. So we're really excited that you're on this side of the camera today. And yeah, thanks. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great to be
Josh,
here.
do you want to say who you are and what you do at New Hope?
I am community and conference content manager. I work on the Expo West, Newtopia Now events, as well as a couple other of our smaller shows, but do all the education programming, bring in some really cool speakers. Yeah, very excited to be here and talk about all my favorite queer-owned brands.
Yes. So that is you. It's out of the bag.
Segue.
Cat's out of the bag. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Great segue. Before we get into that, segue. We're already in the spirit of things. Before we get into that, what are your plans for Pride, or have you already done things? What's the plan? And can I come?
Our West Hollywood Pride was a couple weekends ago. Went to that. And then last weekend we had LA Pride, and I went to the Pride Parade, which was fun. It's just been super hot, but I love it.
Was it super packed?
Yeah, there was a lot of shirtless guys and super packed.
I went to buy tickets for a Pride event, but they were so expensive that I decided that I'll be celebrating at home for free this Pride year.
You can pick up some of the brands that we talk about.
Well, I'm going to be in Madrid in a couple weeks, and I was telling Mattie before that in Madrid, the gay pride celebrations start a little bit later. It's usually the big one is the last week of June, and then it kind of goes into the first week of July and ongoing after that. And it's so much fun, except last year, the Airbnb, I unknowingly booked it in the plaza right next to the musical performance that started at 3 a.m. So it did actually feel like a true Madrid Pride experience. It was like doom, 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 at 5 a.m. as I was waking up, because I'm old and I wake up early. So fun times. Well, so what we want to talk about today is, Josh, I know that with your work at Foodboro, you've put out a fantastic gallery that's on LinkedIn that people can find that has over 60 queer-owned, LGBTQ plus owned CPG brands. And so I think this is a great time to remind people, go out, support those brands. Don't just support them now in June, support them year round. But we thought we'd come together today and just highlight some of our favorites and why we love them. Obviously, there's way too many. When we said like, oh, just pick out 3 or 4, there were way too many to count. But I think this is a great way just to kind of pay homage to some of our favorite brands and talk about why we love them. So who wants to kick things off?
I can share some of my favorite. And I think too, it goes... Like, I love the brands, I love the products, but I also love the founders. And I think that can be said for really any CPG brand, whether queer-owned or not. It's like great product, but then when you know the founders, it makes it even harder to choose your favorites, because it's like, I love everybody. I love all these guys.
Nobody's going to get mad at you, Josh.
Nobody's... Just get blasted on Maine here. One of the brands that's been on my radar, it's Couplet Coffee. Geff, she's doing some really cool stuff in the coffee space, and actually opening up, I think in the past year, she's opened up 5 brick and mortar coffee shops around LA.
Whoa.
Her newest one is West Hollywood, that opened earlier this month. But yeah, just doing some really cool stuff. I know got into Erewhon as well, and just love her as a person. The branding is super just fun, very colorful, and the product is great. So that is definitely a brand to watch. Another brand too that I've been supporting, and they just went through a rebrand and kind of a relaunch, is called Better Blends. And it's a vegan protein powder. I know John Redmond, he's a friend. I believe based out of Chicago. Yeah, he's doing some cool stuff. Their new formula, new branding stands out. And I think it's their whole thing is kind of gut friendly protein powder. So I think it's stands out in the market. He's a great guy. So love watching and supporting.
Is that BETTR?
Yeah, BETTER. Yeah, Better Blends. And I guess another brand that I've been watching, I know I have this full roundup in front of me, so it's hard to choose, but I would say Gay Water. It's a vodka soda, so not really in the natural product space, but
not a water, Mattie. Not
a
water.
I know.
We had
you
this
were trying to buy it
conversation
on,
last week.
Mm-hmm. You were trying to buy it on Amazon, and I was like, that's interesting. I don't know if you can. But vodka soda. So there's a whole history behind Gay Water and the gay queer community. When you go to a bar, you order a Gay Water, and it's vodka soda. So Spencer, he took the idea, put it in a can, and is selling it. And I love the idea, and I think it's just being so forward about being gay. I think it's important, and something I'm not really seeing other brands lean into. There are quite a few brands putting gay front and center. There's another alcohol brand called Super Gay Spirits, and they're doing some cool stuff. They just launched a new product line called Two Fruits, and it's another cocktail, canned cocktail, solid quality. They source from local Hudson Valley produce, like farmers and ingredient suppliers. So it's like they're doing really cool stuff, but also very queer forward.
Now, Josh, can I interject? Can I interject here that I asked a friend of mine, I reached out to a friend the other day and said, hey, did you know that Gay Water was what you call vodka soda? Because we had that whole conversation last week. I looked on Amazon to see if I could order Gay Water to have on the podcast for us, but I feel like it's a very niche kind of bar scene New York brand.
It's more in the alcohol arena, I guess.
So it's not, I had that totally wrong. It's not New York. It's not a club scene.
Well, from what I know, I think the term Gay Water started in New York. It's like a code for vodka soda. Yeah.
I was talking about the brand.
Yeah, well, his brand is it's a canned vodka soda. So he used like the nomenclature of Gay Water and turned it into a brand. So yeah.
I thought it was water. Genuinely.
I thought it was water too, and I was looking at the webpage for 10 minutes yesterday.
And I are learning today. We're learning
it's a
today.
Vodka soda.
That's probably why I couldn't order it on Amazon.
That makes a lot more sense.
When you said that, I was like,
Mattie and I were dying because we had no idea. And he said, I don't know if we can actually leave this in the podcast. We have to bleep this out. But he said, no, that's not what it's called. We always called it a skinny bitch. So look like for that product on shelves next. Well, those are great. I love those brands. Wish we could try them.
No, they're all, and I mean, there's so many more too. I know both of you have some on your list as well, but I could do a whole roll call. But I do have the roundup from Foodboro that we'll share. A lot of cool stuff happening.
Bimbo Bakeries USA bakes brands families know and trust, like Sara Lee Bread, Thomas's, Entenmann's, Oro Wheat, Little Bites, and Ballpark. They're baked and delivered every day by more than 20,000 associates across the country. Bimbo Bakeries USA is a proud part of Grupo Bimbo, the world's largest baking company, with operations in 39 countries. The company's purpose of nourishing a better world is brought to life through its work to improve health and wellness, protect the environment, support the communities where they live and serve, and by valuing associates.
Mattie, do you wanna go next?
I picked 3 companies to talk about, and the first one I want to talk about is Stacked Hydration. So 2 friends, Chris and Gabe, started this company, and I actually met them at.
I was going to say friends of yours or friends with each other.
Friends. I'm getting all the information from their About Us section on the website.
Oh,
so
sweet.
But yeah, I actually met Chris and Gabe at Nutrition Capital Network in the spring in New York, and super sweet people, really awesome. And they really wanted people to get more out of hydration. They said they felt like people were going to the gym and reaching for their electrolyte drink, and the drink was only quenching their thirst, and they felt like it could be doing more. So the goal of Stacked is to build strength, improve endurance, stay consistent. And so it's a hydration supplement. This is what their website says, a hydration supplement designed to go beyond hydration by simplifying how people support their fitness. And they said they really wanted to make a product for people who didn't always see themselves reflected in the wellness space. So I thought that was super cool.
Have you been taking Stacked? Because you look really hydrated.
That's shocking. They did send me some samples, and I drink them all within like 3 days of getting home.
So you were super hydrated for 3 days.
I was hydrated, and I was going to the gym. I went to the gym for those 3 days because I was like, let me get used. I haven't been back to the gym since, but
and that was in spring of
that was in April. So
2019.
Yeah, next time I see them, I'll get a few more, and then those will be my next 5 gym days for the year.
Nice.
Yeah. So then the next brand I wanted to talk about is Wonder CBD. And this was launched by a girl named T in 2020. And originally it was CBD cans, and she switched over to tablets, which is what's really cool about this company, is that as opposed to having a bit of a hefty, can to lug around, it's tablets that you pop into your water. So you can kind of take your CBD on the go. They're a very transparent company. And something really, really cool that they do is that they reinvest 4% of their profits into entrepreneurs who are from communities that have been affected negatively by the prohibition of cannabis. So really cool stuff that they're doing there. The last one I want to talk to you about is Diaspora. And Diaspora,
I love this brand.
Super cool line of spices. And I was reading about them. And their founder, Sana, she said, for my very first day, the big audacious dream was to grow a radically new, decidedly delicious and truly equitable spice trade to push a broken system into an equal exchange. And so her whole thing is focusing on creating living wage for these farmers who are producing, these spices. And so they source 30 single origin spices from over 150 farms across India and Sri Lanka. And super, super cool company. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys.
I love that. And I think that Diaspora does a lot of collaborations with other brands, which I always love to see. And that's the perfect segue into mine, which is, did it work twice?
Yeah, that was perfect.
That's the perfect segue into my list, because the first brand, so I really focused on Nexty because Nexties are my thing. I focused on Nexty finalists and winners that we've had. There have been so many, but I just picked a couple of my favorites for the last couple of years. So Lexington Bakes. So Lex Evans is the founder. And what I love so much about this brand. There's a lot of things to love. I mean, it's 99% organic ingredients, but also he practices this kind of radical transparency where he collaborates with so many other brands to get the ingredients in his products, which are these like brownies. And he won the Nexty this past year for this year for his peanut butter protein cookie, but he lists on the actual packaging all of the brands that he works with. So it's like Diaspora spice for the cinnamon, or, and he puts a list of all the brands. So I feel like it's not only sourcing, but it's sourcing in a transparent way that's also uplifting the brands that he's working with. And I just think it's super beautiful to see that kind of collaboration. And, a brownie doesn't have a very big package. So it really takes a lot of space to put all that information on there, and that space that you're sacrificing maybe for something else. So I just love it. I love this brand. The brownies and everything is delicious. And Lex is just a really, really lovely guy. The next one I want to talk about is Daybird, which I happen to have. Love this stuff. I don't know if you've tried it. It's a 4-in-1 serum skin tint. And I love this because I'm notoriously lazy. I talk about that all the time on the Naturalist. It's kind of a one and done skin tint. So it's got your serum, it's got sunscreen, it's got a little bit of tint. They were a Nexty finalist last year, and then also won the very first pitch event at Newtopia Now, which Josh hosted, I believe. Such a cool brand, founded by Vina Christian and Whitney McElwain. And the other thing about this brand, it's also Leaping Bunny certified and so many other things I could say, but the cool thing is that they have a huge range of skin tones and tints. So it really is so much more inclusive, can reach so many different people. And just a really cool product, cool brand. Lazy girl approved. Let's make that a thing. Hashtag lazy girl approved. Another one I will love is, I know, Josh, we've talked about Explorer Coffee and Kason Crane, the founder, a lot of times. I mean, he is such a dynamic, charming guy. And what I love about Explorer, it's all organic. They have this really cool Daydreamer line of cold brews that was an XT finalist this year or last year maybe. And Kason was the first openly gay LGBTQ plus person to climb the 7 summits.
Well,
and he was raising money for the Trevor Project, which is a suicide prevention crisis intervention organization for supporting LGBTQ plus youth. And he does ultra marathons. He does Ironman. He's just really inspiring. And yeah, again, just like a really charming guy. I have one more thing to say to add to my list, because there's so many things that we could say, but I just got this Dr. Bronner soap in the mail from Dr. Bronner's, who were so kind to send it for me to try. And it's beautiful. It's their limited edition Pride soap. And I just, Dr. Bronner's, they're always doing it. They're just such great allies. They're always out there supporting equality and just justice. I don't know. They're just such a great brand. And so special shout out to all those brands that are allies, because we need you there. You're amazing. So, and it's cherry blossom scented, which I've never tried before from Dr. Bronner.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Dr. Bronner's.
Yeah. I will say there's another brand, Brew Dr Kombucha. They have their limited, I don't have it on me, but they have their limited edition with love SKU. And it's also, I believe they're just an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, but they have the SKU that they put out every Pride Month. And it's cool to see brands doing that.
Love it. Well, be sure to check out the Foodboro post to see more than 60 queer-owned brands. Send us your favorites right into the Naturalist. All the things. Do all the things. Rate, subscribe. Maddie, what am I supposed to do now? Wrap it up?
Well, you'll see us next year when Adrienne lets us in front of the camera again.
Don't push your luck.